Hello everyone, welcome back to the Beauty Professor. If you don't know me, I'm Miss G. Welcome, welcome. Today I'm going to teach you what the heck's this on my face, these dots. Why is social media going crazy with this sort of makeup application? I'm going to teach you how to do it. And then I'm going to show you the most beautiful lip and cheek that Seint just released called Lovespell. I'm going to do a beautiful lip and cheek and a very smoky cranberry eye to go along with it. Stick around so you can see all this fun. And please make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell because you don't want to miss all of my tips and tricks on how to look younger. Let's create magic. Back. So what are those dots on everyone's faces that's like taking social media by storm? Let's talk about that. I'm going to show you this method on how to apply cream makeup this way. Last week I showed you the best way to apply Seint makeup. This week I'm going to show you probably what I think is the worst way to apply Seint makeup. Let me know what you think. Do you use this hack? It's called the cheetah hack. Or do you apply it like I did in my last video, like step by step on your face? So let's do the cheetah hack today. And stay tuned to the end. I'm going to be showing you the beautiful release called Lovespell. It is the lip and cheek. It is absolutely beautiful. We're going to be using this on the lips and on the cheeks. And I'm going to do a beautiful cranberry smoky eye with a pretty light pink transition. So this is going to be a very romantic look and you don't want to miss it. So let's get busy. So to do the cheetah hack, you're going to need this brush. It is called the Smudge Brush. And it has two ends. All of Seint's brushes are dual-ended. They feel wonderful in the hand. They balance very easily. They are synthetic fiber, high quality. I absolutely love these brushes. They work beautifully. They are made for cream makeup. You don't want to use other brushes with Seint makeup because it's just going to waste your product. These brushes are meant to just pick up the correct amount. So this is called a smudge brush. I usually use this on my eyes or to do contour work on my nose. But today we are going to apply Seint makeup with this brush. We're going to do the cheetah hack. All right, so I'm working out of the Winter Edition Compact. It's absolutely beautiful. This one holds 27 full-size tins. Everything I need to get ready is right inside this wonderful magnetic compact. Yes, everything's magnetic in here. So you choose what you want to go into this. I call this the mothership because it is amazing. It has everything in here that I need to get ready. My foundation, concealer, contour. It has my bronzer, some illuminator to put in my bronzer, perfume. This is number 3. It's my favorite. Lip liner. This is another illuminator I use often. On this level, this is my color correctors, my face powder, what I do my eyebrows with, eyebrow gel. And then on the bottom level, this is where I put the look of the week that I'm doing. But you could fill this with eyeshadows, more lip and cheeks, whatever you want, because it holds a lot. These compacts come in many sizes. I love this one, maybe a little smaller one for my purse, maybe like one that holds 12 is great to go on the purse, but this one is great. I love it. They all come with this beautiful mirror inside, and you can get ready anywhere you are with this with just a couple brushes. So it is cream makeup. Let's begin. So I'm going to go into this darker shade right here. This is this is going to be what we think of as foundation, but in Seint land we call this highlights, and this is my main highlight, and this is going to go wherever I want coverage. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to pick up some on the end of this smudge brush, and I'm going to be placing this. I have a mirror down here I'm going to be working with, so I'm just going to be placing this in little dots wherever I want coverage. Now I'm going down the sides of my jawline. I have melasma. This does a great job at covering up melasma. I have some broken capillaries up here on my cheek, some sun damage up my cheekbone. So I'm just placing these dots, and you can see why it is called the cheetah hack. And there's no, rhyme or reason where you put the dots. It's just where you want coverage. So this is what it looks like so far. So I'm going to want some coverage. I have melasma. I have the melasma on the perimeter of my whole face. I want coverage. Our contour has some coverage in it, but it is not enough to cover my melasma. So I put this where I want some coverage. And I'll just do some across the top of the lip, and maybe a little bit more down here, a little bit here. So I'm pretty much doing my whole face in it. So probably looking a little silly right now. Let's see if you can see it. This shade matches my skin so well. It is so hard to see it in camera. Now I color match you to the first 3 shades, and you are going to get the most perfect shade for your skin tone, because I color match you absolutely complimentary, and you're going to get this sort of a match. I mean, it's so hard to see, and once I blend this in, it's really undetectable. All right, and then after this shade, we are going to hop on over to the highlight, the brightening highlight, and I'm going to switch sides, and I am going to pick up this. Now think of this as your concealer. I'm going to be placing it in this triangle that we have right here on our face. I'm going to brighten up this center. So I'm just going to go in, and I'm going to put this where I want this dimension to start to build out. So I'm going to need some on my chin, right in here, a couple on my, whoops. Let me get this up so you can see it. Down my nose, on my forehead here, and in the center of my forehead. I like to put some right above my eyebrows, a couple dots under the eyes. I already color corrected, and 2 videos ago, tutorials ago, I showed you how to do that, but I'm going to place this brightening highlight under there. So yes, I'm starting to look a little spotty. This is a fun way to do your makeup, but let's see if it's the best way. I'm not sold on it. I like the way I showed you last week. We'll see how this turns out. So next we're going to do the contour. So next we are going to do this contour. So these are the 3 shades that I matched. So we have a darker one, a lighter one, and then the darkest one here is the contour. So I'm going to flip my smudge brush around. I was using this end. We're going to go to the smaller end, and we are going to start contouring our face. So I am going to start to contour my forehead. I want to shorten my forehead. I want to make it look less wide. So I usually apply this in a rainbow method right here, like that. And the important thing is we don't want to take the contour into this area around the eyes, because then it's going to make us look sunken in, and this channel is all about looking younger. I am 52, so I constantly research different ways to apply makeup to look younger and how to look older, and we definitely do not want to put anything dark right in our temples, so I'm going to avoid that. We can put some though right above the eyebrow, like this. So I am definitely looking silly. Let's do the cheekbones. So I want the maximum lift on my face. And if you haven't contoured or you haven't been following me, this is how you would do it in this method. You start at the top of your ear, and we're gonna keep everything away from the center of the face. So no blush in this point, no contour down here. We want to apply our makeup so we get this maximum lift. So I'm going to keep everything back there. So I start at the top of my ear, and then I go to the corner of the eye. It's really simple. So I'm going to get some here, and then I'm just going to place these dots down the side of my face like that. And let's try this side. I'm just going to try 3. We can always add more once we blend out. And then I am going to do my jawline. So you need to make this sort of ugly face, and wherever this hangs out, that's where the contour goes. So it goes down here. So I'm going to put a dot down here. So I don't think you're going to be able to see this once I turn my head. But we want to apply this not above this bone, jawbone. We want to keep it underneath like this. And this takes years and off your face, and it makes your face look thinner. I always look like I lose about 5 pounds by the end of this tutorial. I'm also filming in landscape, and I have found, oops, I put that one up too high. So cream makeup is very forgiving. If you make a mistake, just take it off. So we're gonna go underneath the jawline. So yeah, I'm learning how to film landscape, and I'm saving up for a real camera. So you have to talk, you have to look off in the distance over here to teach, and you don't get to see yourself. So right now I'm staring at a flower that's behind my phone, and then I can see myself when I look down here in the mirror, so it makes it easy. So I have the contour going down my cheeks. I have it on my jawline to slim down my jawline to help pull things up, and then we will blend that out. And then I am not going to, well, let's try putting this down the sides of our nose. Let's contour our nose. So I'm going to take it up, and I'm just going to try to make a straight line best I can with dots. And I really like putting it up high. It really snatches the nose in. Right, and I'm gonna put a little bit on my outside nostrils. And then the next place we like to put contour is right under our lips. Let's see if I can do a little bitty dots here. Like this. I am looking crazy. So I contoured my forehead, my cheek, underneath my cheeks to lift my cheeks, under my jawline, so you can see, down my nose, and under the lip. And under the lip, this is a real trick to put dark there. Remember, anything that you put dark on your skin, dark pushes things back, the light pulls it forward. So as we age, our lips start to lose their volume, and if you put a little bit of dark underneath the bottom of the lip, pulls the bottom lip forward, therefore making you look younger. So this is looking interesting. We are going to blend this out next, and then we are going to move on to the maybe a bronze a little bit. I never know till I get there, 'cause I have to see it. It's a process, and once I get there, if I need a little, it's winter, I don't know if I want to bronze. I might bronze, we'll see. So let's blend this out. Let's blend this out. So I have chosen the 3D brush. This is a great brush to choose to apply Seint makeup if you want medium coverage, but this isn't going to turn out that way because I didn't dip into the product. I place the product on my face in these little dots. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to start blending this out. Wait, I don't have the 3D brush. That's not the 3D brush, that's the powder brush. Oops. This is the 3D brush. So it has this nice little pointy end to go under the eye to do your brightening highlight. And it has this end, which is great to do this. So I'm gonna blend out. I'm gonna use both these sides to blend out so I don't mix these shades together. All right, I wore this headband so my hair would not stick, but it is not working. Okay, let's start. So I'm gonna blend in the first main highlight first. So I'm just gonna begin pushing this in and moving along. So when we apply cream makeup, we wanna push it in. It is super moisturizing on skin. If you have dry skin in the winter, this is the most amazing makeup for your skin. It has 11 ingredients, clean ingredients. It's all conveniently stored in that magnetic compact. And then I am your artist. I help you choose everything. I'm always available. And that service is absolutely free. I love helping women tweak their makeup routine to help them look younger. If you're wearing makeup and you haven't changed your routine in over 10 years, it's time to upgrade because things have changed. Technology in makeup has changed. The compact is amazing. It makes getting ready so fast. Okay, so I blended that in. So is it pushing in motion? I'm just pushing it in. I'm gonna leave the contour for last. Let's do under the lip and the chin. And go up to the forehead. So I'm just pushing it in. I'm being very mindful not to mix my contour into my highlights. And I think that this is the biggest flaw to putting your makeup on this way, because it's really easy to get messy. And that is why I don't do it this way. I do it the way I showed you in the last tutorial. So like right here, I got the contour in this area. This is not gonna be pretty. I'm gonna have to get that out or I'm gonna look like I have a black eye. So I'm just pushing this in under my eyes, taking it up, and then just go back up for here, blend this in, down the center of my nose. So I got decent coverage putting it on that way. I might have to go back in and put it in a few spots. So I'm gonna flip the brush over and I'm gonna begin blending in this contour. So it's just it pulling down, you push it in. A scar under my chin right here. Luckily it's right here, no one can see it. I fell and hit a table when I was a little girl. It's a good spot to have a scar if you're gonna have one. All right, I still fall. I fall all the time. I'm a very clumsy person. I'm trying to be more careful because I've had so many injuries from falling. And you know, they accumulate as you get older and things start to hurt. All right. That's why I'm a big Croc fan. I have them in every shade. I'm addicted to Crocs. You would never think, right? Okay, so I blended that in nicely. I'm going to take it down the center of my neck here. And look how nice that does. You can start to see how that just is slimming out my face, especially when I come back here. Okay, let's do the forehead. So I'm just pushing this in and I'm pulling it up into my hairline. If you don't have bangs, you certainly do not have to put any makeup on your forehead. You don't have to contour. Let's see, we'll get it over here. All right, it's looking nice. And let's do under the lip. I'm going to use my finger. I don't want that to go all over, so I just want to keep it in this targeted area. And then let's flip this brush over and see if we can get a contour under here with just those dots. I definitely like the best way that I showed you last week on applying. This is not enough contour for me underneath my cheeks. So I'm just pushing this in and pulling it up. And I'm gonna, while I'm here, I'm gonna go in and add a little bit more. So I'm gonna go in with the detail brush. I'm gonna use this end. I'm going to go back into my contour. I like to have a lot of contour under my jawline, or under my cheekbone, so you can see this shade. And once I put my blush on, it blends together, but that's not enough. I need a little bit more. It's just a personal preference. All right, and then I need to blend this out on my nose. I'm gonna flip this detail brush over, blend this down the side of my nose. And there we have it. We are all blended out. Just this end of the detail brush, I love going back in and doing the fine detail work. This is why it's called the detail brush. Really just pushing in my makeup. Let's put a little bit more contour right under here. And then blend it down. You always want to make sure that you blend this, because you don't want to have a dark spot. If you get too much on, I got a little bit too much on, I'll show you how to use the Perfector Sponge. So that's the next step. We're going to use the Perfector Sponge next. And I'm going to talk about why I like to use it so much. All right, so there we have it all blended in. Let's set this makeup with the Perfector Sponge. Just check that out. Okay, in this cute little can is the Perfector Sponge. This is my makeup sponge. I just love this, and I love the little can because it's great to store away in your purse. I have already rinsed this off in water under the sink, and I really wring it out in an absorbent towel, and then I let it sit on my vanity while I'm getting ready, and then it's like the perfect moisture, because I don't want this too wet. I don't want it dry, but I just want it to have a little moisture. I'm going to use this, and I'm using Seint setting spray. So I have a big, when you can't see, you label your things. Can you see those SS? Because their bottles are similar, and so I put big letters on them so I know what they are, because I can't see without my glasses. So this is the setting spray. I love this setting spray. It has hyaluronic acid in it, has aloe vera, has hydrating ingredients in here, and it leaves the prettiest glow on your skin. It's made for cream makeup, so you want to make sure you're not using a setting spray that has silicone in it, or any silicone products, while we're on that subject, underneath your cream makeup, because cream makeup and silicone do not mix well. Your makeup's not going to stay put. But you didn't see me put on primer, because I don't need a primer with this makeup. It works fabulous. I find just taking really good care of your skin and then applying this. You can use the setting spray as a primer too. So if you feel that you really need to have a primer, you can use it that way. So I'm just pressing this in just to put this setting spray, and it smells like a pina colada. It's so wonderful, but the fragrance doesn't stick around. I'm going to avoid the contour, and I'm just pressing this in. I love the extra moisture underneath my eyes, and I'm just bouncing it in. And if you were heavy-handed, this will pick it up some makeup. It picked up a little bit. I was careful not to be heavy-handed. I'm gonna do the top of my eyelids. And there you have it. Now your makeup is set, because we want to avoid powder. As we age, powder is very drying to the skin. It settles into fine lines and wrinkles. We don't want that. We want to look younger, so I shy away from powder. I powder areas where there's no wrinkles, like the end of your nose, and I put a little bit underneath here. You'll see it at the end because I wear glasses. Okay, time to move on to this beauty Lovespell. It is such a beautiful shade. Let me take it out of this container. Do a little swatch for you. So it is like a berry brown, I want to say, or like a mauve. I had a rubber band there. Let's do a swatch. Let's shirt back. What this looks like. So I would say, still training my eye to look over here. I apologize. It's not like I can see myself in this phone anyway without my glasses. So that is what it looks like. It's absolutely beautiful. So anybody could wear this shade. It sort of closely matches my lip shade. So it's beautiful. And then it has a little shimmer in it, sort of, I'd like to say like a little silver shimmer in it. And it's a gloss, so it's not going to go on as dark as we see here, because that looks a little dark, but you'll see when I put it on. So let's get my blush brush. So this is the bronzing and blush brush. It's got this great fluffy end to apply bronzer. Don't know, bronzer. Should I bronze? Let's not bronze. Let's go with this more pale look. Let's just go pale. All right. So, which is fine. I enjoy being pale because I am pale. And we're going sort of with this like a goth look, a soft goth look. So, I don't know, let's just go with it. So I'm going to use this end of the brush. I am going to, we don't swipe, we just pounce in like this. I'm going to pick some up on the end of my brush. And I'm just placing it on the tops of my cheeks. I'm just staying where that contour was, where it is. So I'm just following along. I'm keeping my blush high like this to pull it back. And I'm going to put a little bit back here in my hairline towards my temple to even pull it up further. And what's on my brush, I'm going to apply it on the tops of my eyebrows so I get a cohesive glow. A little bit on my chin, a little bit in the center of my nose, and let's blend this in. So it is so pretty. So I'm just going to use this motion. This motion with cream makeup is all pushing in because we want to push this cream into our skin. And this gloss, their lip and cheeks are so moisturizing, completely different than using a powder blush. Again, powder dries out your skin and it emphasizes fine lines, wrinkles, and texture, where this does the opposite. It moisturizes. Look how beautiful that is. It moisturizes the skin. This is a very pretty, beautiful. It's called Lovespell, and I see why. It is romantic. And it puts that beautiful glow on the skin because it is a cream. Like I was saying, it's not a powder, where powder's just dry. This leaves this beautiful glow to the skin. Look at that. It is so pretty. Now, I find that cream blushes tend to die down. So we'll probably go back if your blush isn't staying like you wanted to, just add more. It just, I think it just absorbs into the skin. Just add a little bit more. And then if you add too much, you can just go back in with the Perfector Sponge. I'm just going to diffuse this out. And what a pretty color. All right, Next, we're going to do this on the lips. Blend this in a little bit more. So I made sure that I didn't bring it down here. If you have a very narrow face, you want to make your face fuller, go ahead and put it right here. I want that lift. So try putting your blush up high like this. Take a picture before and after, the way you used to do your blush to this way, and you'll see in pictures what the big difference. It's a big difference. Okay. Let's move on to the lips. I went and added Lovespell into my compact. I am going to use a lip liner. This is Charlotte Tilbury's Hollywood Honey. It is a nice lip liner. It matches this shade. So I'm going to line my lips. I'm going to slightly overline the bottom lip. Just a little bit right there. I'm cheating. And then I'm going to follow the natural lip line going up. And going up. So that's what it looks like so far. I'm going to cheat on the Cupid's bow. Just a little teeny bit. And then I'm following the natural line going down. And there we have it. All right, now I'm going in with a multitasking brush. It has this flat end, which is great for applying lips, pure lip. And it has this tiny end, which is great for doing detailed work for a lip liner. I also have another one that I use for eye work. And it's also, I've used this brush to do fine contouring. It's a great brush. It's why it's called the multitasker. So let's go in. I'm gently dabbing into this on one side of the brush, and I'm gonna just put this on. Look at that. It is so beautiful. I needed a shade like this, a little darker. And this is only available for a short while, a couple months. And it's only available till the supplies last. So if you like this and you want to add this in your compact, you better get it fast. Links will be in my description. Also for color matching, there's links down there. There's links for everything. If you want to find me on Facebook, if you want to join my Facebook group where I have giveaways, you can find that information. So look how pretty is that. It is romantic. I see why they call it Lovespell. All right, let's move on to this smoky, sexy, flirty eye and these beautiful shades I have chosen down here next. I'm going to be working with 3 brushes, which it's like 6 because they're all dual-ended. I'm going to be using the eyeshadow brush, which has this tiny little domed end, which is great for crease work. And then it has this fat, fluffy brush, which is great for the transition shade. I might be using the line brush. I never know till I start creating my look. I use this end for eyebrows, this end to fill in my brows, and it also is a great end to apply any sort of tight line eyeliner work. And then I have introduced the multitasking brush. This is a great end to pat on shimmer, and then this is also another great end to do under eye, to do your eyeliner. So those 3 brushes, they're all fabulous. So here is the lineup. We're going to be wearing these beautiful shades. I am going to illuminate today with this one right here called I'll have to check it. Glamazing, something like that. I'm going to look on the back. Beautiful shades. We're going to do the smoky eye, and we're going to illuminate. And I also have a cream illuminator here too, called Pearl too. We're going to compare these two and see which one we like. This one's a cream. This is the cream on the finger, and then you can see the difference, what a pack the powder makes. So you can also use these on the eyes, which are beautiful. So let's begin. So let's do some swatching. So this is Spellbound Lip. I am going to be using this beautiful shade, which it's similar in the families, the color families. So I'm going to be using this as my main shade on my eyelids. This is called Kin, and this has a little bit of shimmer, but it's dark. So we can use this in our crease because dark shimmers do not show fine lines, texture, and wrinkles like a bright shimmer. So there they are next to each other. You can see that they are in the same family, which is going to complement. I love complementing my lip and cheek with a eyeshadow that's in the same color family. So that's going to be our main shade. This is pretty pink. It's called Paris. This is going to be the transition shade. So watch this one. Very pretty light pink. This is going to be a very romantic look. And then I'm going to use two different shimmers. This one is called Venus. It's very shimmery. It's beautiful. It's in the Cool family. I'll be using a little bit of this on my lid and inner corners of my eyes. I don't know if you can see it. My sleeve doesn't go up any higher. And then I'm pretty sure you're not going to be able to see this one. But this is an interesting shimmer. It's called Aries. So it has, let's see it on my finger. It is like a pearl iridescent shade, but it also has little teeny weeny iridescent flakes of, I'm not even going to say it's glitter. It's glitter shimmer. Glimmer, let's call it glimmer, and it looks like little snowflakes, I think. So I'm going to add a little bit of that just to enhance that romantic look. So let's get started. I'm going to put these all back into my compact here, and we can get going. All right. So there we have it. This is an eyeshadow cleaning tile. I like to go back and forth. If you see me doing that, that's what I'm doing, playing my brush. So by now, our cream makeup is creasing. So you need to go back and pat it in with your finger. It's no big deal. And then I'm going to pick up the eyeshadow brush, the end, and I'm going to go into our Vanilla Dust. It's a translucent setting powder. It is wonderful. Wherever you place this, your makeup's not going anywhere. It's finely milled, and it does the job. This is going to ensure that our eyeshadow does not crease later, and everything I put on my eyelids is going to blend much smoother. So I like to put a healthy dose of this all over my lids, down into the dark area there in the inner corner, and I'm just doing it windshield wiper motion. Very easy. Okay, next, I want to go into Cupcake. You know how I love it, but we're not going to use Cupcake today like I usually do. Shocker. We're going to use Paris. And I'm just going to go around with the fluffy end of my eyeshadow brush in a circle, knock that off. And then I'm going to be putting this on my eyelid, and I'm going to take it up really high. So this is our transition shade. I'm going to put my mirror up here so I don't have to bend over. And it's just a back and forth eyeshadow windshield wiper motion. It's very simple. I'm going to take it out a little further out by my eyebrow. Such a pretty romantic color. This would be a beautiful Valentine's look. Valentine's Day look. It's a little mysterious. I'm going to add a few coats of this. I'm just packing on this color. I really love it. Now I'm not going all the way to the top of my brow, but up there, pretty high. So pretty. So it's called Paris, and again, I'm going around in a circle. These eyeshadows are super pigmented. They're very soft, very creamy. When you apply a couple coats, it looks like velvet on your eyelids. I've never had eyeshadows do that before. Just have this beautiful velvet finish. So I'm going out to the end of my eyebrow. I've already filled in my brows. So just back and forth. Let's do one more coat, because I really want that pink to show. I want this romantic, feminine look on my eyes. See how pretty this is. I'm going to go in to Kin here. It's going to be the major color on the eyelid. I'm switching my brush over to the small end. I'm going to pick this up, and this is going to go on the entire, oops, darn it, just scourge my finger into my shadow. See, I told you I'm clumsy. Whew, okay, so this is going to go, I'm just going to start patting this in. I'm not going all the way to the inner corner. I don't want that dark color in there. That will age us. I'm gonna go get some more. And you can see what I've done so far. I'm just packing this on. I'm gonna do the entire eyelid. I'm just moving up. Then I can do a windshield wiper up here in the crease. We want this up in their crease. So that's what I have so far. I'm gonna go back and dab another coat on. Now Kin is very beautiful. As a full eyelid color, is gorgeous. It has a little bit, it's one of those metallic shades. So one way it's one color and the other is another color. So one way it's just rosy, a rosy burgundy shade. Matches this lip perfect. The other way, it's just metallic. It's beautiful. And when you have a beautiful eyeshadow, it's nice to do an eye where you just have the whole lid in it, just to show that off. 'Cause, woo, it is pretty. So this is very easy. I'm just tapping this in. Now I want to lift the eye a little bit, so I'm going to take this up and pull it down in here like a wing. But I don't want to pull the line outside because that's going to drag the eye down. But I do want that lift, so I'm putting it up a little closer. And if you mess up, we can fix that line later. It's not a big deal. So I'm just going to blend this now. I'm going to put this down. I like to hold my eye because it's a little crinkly now. That's okay. All right, and then I'm just making sure that it is blended in a beautiful, blends into Paris beautifully. And look how pretty is that. So I'm going to just continue with this eye because I like to do the other eye, make reels. So I'm going to do the other eye off camera. Let me do some magic and you'll see it, but let's just do this eye. That is just beautiful. All right, next I am going to take my multitasking brush. I'm going to go into this beautiful Venus, tapping in to pick it up. It's a shimmer. This is going to go, let's pick up on the end. I'm going to put this on the right under my brow bone. just highlighting this area. I'm not taking it down onto the lid. I am just taking it really high and tight. And this also has an iridescence to it. It is so pretty. This is such a beautiful combo. If you want to try something new, just follow along with what I do and you can get this look. So it's just a little something something up there. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna flip this brush around, make sure it's clean. And then I'm gonna pick up the same shade for the inner corner. Now, be careful here. You don't wanna pull this down. I see women using their finger and patting that in, and it's a pet peeve of mine because that can drift down into your under eye wrinkles and texture. We wanna keep this up here where there's no wrinkles. It's up a little higher than what you see. Now, if you don't have wrinkles, you can place that a little lower, but I like to place it right in that inner corner to brighten up that dark area, but keep it away from under the eye. So pretty. All right, and then for the last step on this eyelid, I'm going to take some setting spray with like a little puddle in my hand. And I'm going to wet the flat end, really drench it with this setting spray before I go into this gorgeous Aries. I'm going to pat this on my brush just to make it a little bit more potent. And I hope you can see this on camera because it's so pretty. I'm going to put it right in the center. Now, it's not going to go on like a shimmer. It's going to go on more like a glitter because it's chunky. It looks like little teeny snowflakes. And it's interesting. Put some interest on the eyelid, and then when you blink, it has this little teeny sparkle. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of that up in the brow. And it just looks like magic. Just tapping that in. It's so pretty and so different. I am loving that. How pretty. Let's do the under eye. So the under eye, let's take Paris and put Paris underneath the eye. I'm going to use this small end of the multitasking brush. I like to use small ends. I'm very precise with makeup. I'm going to put this all underneath my lash line 75% of the way. Just to have a little bit of color under there. And it ties it in to up above. I'm gonna do one more coat. So pretty. Okay, and then kin. I'm gonna go into kin, and I'm gonna take this just up high. I'm gonna connect it to the line up here, and this is going to go not even all the way to the pupil. So I'm just going to go right underneath like this and darken up this eyelash area. And this helps lift the eye. That so far. Let's add just a little bit more. You can see what it's doing. It's lifting. And tying it all together. Now, if you want to go a little darker, you can use a Revival, would be beautiful underneath here. But I'm going to stick with this. I am loving it. It is just this beautiful, oh, I don't know. It's just so pretty. Okay, let's do the other side. So here we have both eyes. It is so pretty. I went back and just darkened up the crease a little bit. And I'm in love. It goes with this lip and cheek beautifully. And now we get to add some finishing touches and we will be finished with this look. So I am going to be using two illuminators. This one is called Pearl. This is a cream illuminator. I'm going to be using this on tops of my eyebrows, a little bit down my nose, and then I am going to use just a little bit of this. I was going to check how you pronounce this. Oh my goodness. I have to get my glasses because I'm blind. Glamazing. Okay. Glamazing. I've never used it before, so I'm excited to try. It's going to be really pretty on tops of the cheeks. So let's start with the cream. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to pick up a healthy dose of this beautiful illuminator called Pearl. And it's just going to give us a little bit of iridescence. It's going to highlight the tops of our brow. Okay, I picked up a little too much, a little bit too much. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the top of my brow. So I don't know if you can see it, but it adds just a little bit of light to this area. I don't need any on my forehead. I have enough glow from the makeup. The makeup just lets your skin shine through. I'm going to put a little bit down the bridge of my nose. I don't like it on the end of my nose, but you can definitely put it on the end. I'm going to keep the end of my nose. I'm going to actually powder the end of my nose. I don't like any attraction to the end of my nose. Let's put a little bit. I'm going to smile and put a little bit right here. It is so gentle compared to a powder illuminator, but it is really pretty. Just putting a little bit right here on the balls of your cheeks, and just to give you that beautiful glow. And definitely in the winter, our skin dries out, so this puts that really pretty, youthful, dewy oomph on the skin. I love it. Look at that, how pretty. All right, and then I'm going to be very careful with, how do we say it? Glamazing. I'm just going to pick up the tiniest amount with the same brush. I'm like thinking in my head, do I want to use this brush? I want to use a different brush, but I'm just going to, let's see, I'm just going to dot a little bit, and I'm just putting it right here on the very highest point of my cheek. Ooh, it's very pretty. But I don't want it to be strobing, but I want just a little bit, just to enhance this very romantic look. Oh, and then I'm going to put a little bit up here around the eye, like that, just to give it, oh, it's so pretty. Keeping away from my crow's feet, my laugh lines, my squinting lines, but just putting it right out there, just so can you see it on the camera? I don't know. I think I need that real camera to pick up these shimmers and glimmers and glitters on camera. It's so pretty. All right, we are almost done with this look. The last thing I do is powder, and I tell you I use it sparingly. This is the powder brush. You can also apply foundation. You can apply the highlights with this brush, but it's going to give you full coverage because look how tight those bristles are packed. But I'm going to go into vanilla dust. I like to put it on the end of my nose. I like to put it on the sides of my nose. I wear glasses. I don't want my contour moving. I don't have wrinkles on my nose, so I can powder this area. I am going to powder right here because I wear glasses and they will slide down my face if I don't put a little bit. And you can put a little bit on your chin. We don't have wrinkles down here. I'll powder that. I like to put a little bit around the edge of my lipstick. And just a little bit right here, the T-zone. And there we have it. Should we add a little bit more blush? See, I told you how it starts to set in. Let's put just a little bit. Let's finish off with a little bit of touch-up. So I'm going to go in into this beautiful Lovespell, and we're just going to add just the smallest amount. Go back and freshen this up a little bit. I don't want to go on top of what I just did, but right there, just a little bit more. What do you guys think? You like this look? Would you wear it? Let me know what you think in the description. Also, if you would like a color match, contact me. I would love to help you get started. It is beautiful. So all in all, that cheetah hack, it worked. I think it's slower than putting on makeup the way I showed you in the last tutorial. And I did have to go back and retouch the contour because the contour with the cheetah hack just wasn't enough for me. So it was fun to do. I enjoy doing it, but I like my best method from the last tutorial much better. What do you think? Beautiful. Okay, thank you everybody for joining me today. Please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my other tutorials. I post every week, and you can come back next week and see the next one, and it'll always be fun. Have a magical day. I'll see you next week.